Well, we are up against it, and it is time for our main event, throwing it back to Lance Green for this contest.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, out of the My Golf Vacation blue corner, Caleb Crump.
Our main event, Caleb Crump, Torrez, the Punisher Finney.
Caleb Crump out of Elevation Fight Team in Colorado. We've already kind of highlighted here on the undercard what a great team that is to be a part of, Houston. And here he comes, the man who goes by the Peaceful Warrior is going to need to tap into the Warrior side of that equation. He's got every design on coming in here and putting a blemish on Torrez Finney's record in front of a rabid pro-Finney crowd. I think some people in this sport relish the role of spoiler, and that's exactly where Caleb Crump finds himself. Houston, you've seen Finney in the gym firsthand. You know a lot of the people he trains with. If there is a way to damage him, if there is a way to get the edge on him competitively, what is it?
You know what? That's a really good question, and I think that, you know, a lot of people assume different things. So they'll assume, well, I'm going to knock Torrez out. That's a hard task because, one, he's very fast, he's very strong, but Torrez's reach is so much longer than people give him credit for, and they don't see that.
And please welcome, out of the Southern Roots Mortgage Brokers red corner, Torrez Finney.
In what could be his swan song on the regional scene before going on to the next level of the sport, whatever that may be, it is Torrez Finney at an Aries card in Chattanooga.
It's as big as it gets for the Punisher here, making his possibly last showing here in Chattanooga, depending on how this fight works out for him.
1 year ago when you and I came aboard, you know, Finney was the lead, and really he's just a talented guy in and out of the cage, great to talk to, super smart, super self-aware.
Yeah, I really miss doing commentary with Finney.
Me too.
I really do.
Well, that's what happens when a guy is one of the blue chip 185 prospects in the country. And here comes the Agogi teammates. They've always got his back.
Yep.
He is the Punisher. And Caleb Crump is his next target. There you see the lines. A big underdog just hit against the hometown competitor. And Finney, I think, has got his will set to making sure the lightning doesn't strike twice.
Absolutely. We got 24 Torrez Finney, 6 years of senior Caleb Crump, 6 foot 5'7", 184, 186, 5'3", and 4-0. Caleb Crump versus Torrez Finney. Torrez Finney's been anticipating and looking for a fight for some time. Now, he was fought in quite a few different regional scenes, Aries, and then he was down in Jorge Masvidal's Icon, thank you, Icon Sports. He had a couple other fights in Savannah, Georgia, so to be back here in, I don't want to say his hometown, but his current town, Chattanooga, Tennessee, you know, he's hoping that this is going to be one of his last local fights, and then he'll get that call, whoever it might be, that next step for him, and we'll see if that's the case or not. But for Torrez, he knows that the next step, the biggest fight in his life is always the next fight. That's what he always says, and I'm a firm believer in that too.
And we throw it out of Lance Green for the introduction of our main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Tennessee Athletic Commission and the Global Association of Mixed Martial Arts. Your judges, active cage side, are Lisa Doran, Johnny Stewart, and Josh Amato. When the cage door closes, your referee in charge of the action will be John Romero. This bout is sponsored by the Tennessee Army National Guard. And now, this is the fight you have wanted all We're coming to you live from the Chattanooga Convention Center in Chattanooga, Tennessee, where this professional middleweight fight is set for 3 5-minute rounds. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Chattanooga, Tennessee, I ask you again, are you ready? Aries fight fans, get on your feet. This is your main event, and we are live. Introducing first, he's fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the cage tonight with a record of 5 wins, 3 losses. His height, 6 feet tall. His weight, 184.2 pounds. He trains with Elevation Fight Team, and he fights out of Denver, Colorado. He is the Peaceful Warrior, Caleb Crump.
Caleb Crump, lots of support all the way.
And across the cage and fighting out of the red corner. He steps into the cage tonight defending an undefeated professional record of 4 wins, 0 losses. His height, 5 feet, 7 inches, and his weight, 186 pounds. He trains with Agoge Combatives, and he fights out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is Torrez, the Punisher Finney!
Wow.
Finney has got a real star quality about him.
Yes.
And he just needs to navigate through some dangerous waters here facing Crump. This is the main event for a reason. I'm getting a little nervous. I'm getting nervous because, you know, I'm going to be right down the middle on this, but to see Finney in here for what could be the final time, whew, at least in the Aries cage, it really is special. Crump and Finney underway. This main event will be 3 5-minute rounds should we need them all.
Finney immediately having Patrick Crump with his back against the head. He's going to drag over.
Okay.
That was smart of Crump to kind of try to absorb that slam.
Crump's going to have to display the get-up game here because these takedowns will come in bunches from Finney.
You know, when we see so many people try to set up this arm lock here for Finney, and it's a tough act with a guy this strong. And it can be controlling, but I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to have a submission from this position with Finney. We've seen it attempted multiple times for this Kimura grip, and it just never seems to be.
Well, even if he can just use it to sweep, right? That is obviously what the focus is.
But I mean, you're just going against a guy that's just so strong, and to use his strongest asset, you know, his arms, to try to do that never seems like a good move.
Crump is smart, though. He anticipated some ground and pound coming.
Yep.
He got his head out of the way, and now we're in a straight-up scramble situation.
Yeah. Crump being very good about being tight and being close, trying to get, they both go for takedowns at the same time.
Almost a clash of heads. Crump now might be feeling a guillotine attempt of his own here. Obviously, Finney, you know, likes to implement the takedowns. Got to be careful here with the neck positioning.
Caleb Crump smart with his positioning here, trying to minimize the opportunity. Oh, that was interesting, but we're back into it.
That was interesting.
Yep. So we see Caleb Crump, Caleb Crump back in, swimming for these double unders, or at least one underhook here.
I mean, I like a referee who wants to see action. I just don't know. I mean, Finney was essentially guaranteed a double leg there. But hey, we're right back essentially to the same position.
Yeah. You see
kind of a moot
Finney
point.
with picking that ankle, that right ankle of Caleb Crump.
Yeah, Caleb with that like that cradle grip, almost like a for lack of a better term, a cradle pile driver grip, if you will. And right now, it's kind of got Finney corralled. Finney is just dealing with the sprawl of Crump. He seems like he's looking to get a bit. Here's that slam. Oh,
he takes it
that
all
was
the
a
way
heavy
back
one.
into his corner against the fence, and that was smart. But looks like Caleb is trying to set up a triangle here, which is a tough move for a guy like Torrez Finney. As Torrez Finney is gaining some space. Yep, to pass that through. His arm's still stuck. Yep, and now he gets to the back, almost to the back of Caleb Crump.
At the very least, he's got designs on raining down some blows here, I think, Finney.
Absolutely right.
So Finney's got 2 takedowns, and now he
immediately
moves
goes
into
for
mount.
Smart move. Good positioning, good control for Torrez Finney as he takes the back of Caleb Crump.
We've got 1:26 to go in round 1. Finney backpacking and trying to flatten out Caleb Crump.
A ton of action here in this first round.
Crump's really intelligently defended a lot of the advances that Finney's tried, but Finney's got a great position here to not just secure the round,
Finney
but
is
potentially
under
find a
the-
finish.
Yep, there's some hand fighting here as Torrez Finney is looking to get under the neck of Caleb Crump. Caleb trying to get his shoulders a little bit higher from Finney. That's good defense for him, but Finney trying to reposition as well. It's really hard for Finney to do much with his back against the cage, and Caleb's trying to address the leg here. It's smart, trying to find himself out of being in this position with
Yeah, Crump's
Torrez
corner
Finney.
wants him to
Wow.
turn into it, but
Yep.
it's going to be a slam, I think.
Yep. This is some of the best defense that we've seen against Torrez Finney
Yeah,
in
well,
his pro run here with Caleb Crump.
that's true. You know, he did. Finney found a 3rd round finish in his last fight, which was with Icon's promotion there.
Yep.
The gentleman he beat, his name escapes me. I know it's.
Yeah, I can't remember either,
It's
but
like Illich, or for
Yeah.
lack of a better term, it was a tough test. It went all 3 rounds. Finney was pretty handily in control, found a finish in the 3rd round,
Yeah.
but Crump is pretty live here. The good news for
Crump
Caleb
again.
Crump, each round starts on the feet, so
Yep.
that big man has to get off of you. You'll get a chance to collect yourself, set up a game plan, and come back at it here in the 2nd round. Sure, we'll see a replay here momentarily. A couple big slams that Finney's fans
Absolutely.
were thrilled to see. Let's take a look.
again, Caleb doing a good job on trying to defend these pickup and takedowns, but he takes him right over in the slam. Caleb doing good on keeping that almost rubber guard through that, I should say rubber guard, but that high guard through that entire slam. Usually a lot of times when you see anyone get slammed, especially by Finney, they let go of everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like their defense against the ground is their biggest thing, but Caleb kept his position, and he saw that was coming, and he waited it out. He's
One
smart.
thing I liked about Finney's first slam or takedown, if you will, he almost decelerated on the takedown. It could have been a much more authoritative slam,
Yep.
but he felt like his head might have been in a dangerous area. And you don't want to knock yourself out showing off
Smart.
your slams.
Yep.
Well, here we go. Round 2 of our main event. It is Torrez Finney taking on Caleb Crump.
Oh,
trading jabs.
good exchange there.
And this is the part of the game we would love to see from Finney. Yeah, there's a lot of moisture on both these guys coming
Yeah,
in here for the 2nd
absolutely
round.
right.
I saw Crump was dripping. This has kind of been the look of the fight right here, this moment. Torrez doggedly going for a double leg. Crump using this cradle grip to try and defend from almost a certain slam that would be to follow if Finney were able to secure it.
And this is smart of Caleb. It's not maybe an exciting fight to watch, but this is a smart move for Caleb. Oh,
He did utilize the pile driver grip, you know. I don't want to.
We've seen quite a few of Finney's fights in this position and in this spot, and Finney's smart on kind of keeping his tripod up and keeping pressure against the hips and keeping this body lock position.
Finney does, you know, he does these takedowns and he gets into these scrambles with the thought that eventually I'm going to tie up one of your arms. I'm going to have an arm free, and then I'm going to beat you senseless. And it just hasn't happened yet. Caleb Crump has intelligently defended everything. Both competitors still looking pretty fresh.
Yep.
And now we're back to standing. Finney letting the hands go.
Wow.
I'm hearing people calling for Finney to throw a knee, and you know, that might have been the technique he needed right there.
Yeah, 3 minutes remaining here of the second. Finney's going back to his corner looking for this slam. And you see this when he slammed, he's set up for this head and arm triangle. Is he going to keep it? I'm not sure, but this is a very strong move, strong position for most wrestlers, especially Finney. I'm not sure if he will, but he's going to keep his head underneath the left arm of Caleb Crump to see if that's okay. Now he's going back to this position, but
full guard.
Yep, this was good intelligence from Finney, bring this fight back to his corner.
I mean, only 14 significant strikes at the moment, as you saw there on the Aries graphic. It is
wow, we
brought
see
to us by Spectation
here
Sports
with Caleb Crump, which is pretty unique.
What's he going for there?
Well, it looks like he's just trying to defend Finney from going any further. There's quite a few different things you could set up here, omoplata, but I think at that point he was just using it as a defensive to kind of keep Finney off of him a little bit. It's hard to set up anything when your back's against a cage like that.
Minute 50 left in round 2, and I think Caleb Crump got sliced open with something that Finney landed. The blood is starting to flow.
Ah, I see that.
He's wearing the crimson mask. I think Finney's starting to literally smell blood, you know. He sees it.
It's in the water.
I've got him bleeding. If I put a couple more on him, I don't know if he can go with me.
Every time they stand, Finney meets Caleb with this onslaught of strikes. And Caleb is leaking pretty heavy from the forehead.
Caleb Crump is leaking pretty good, and if Finney puts a good striking combination together.
Crowd is going wild here at the convention center.
A lot of anticipation here is starting to build as it feels like Finney is trying to solve this puzzle and find time to find a finish, either here in the second or maybe in the next round.
1 minute remaining here in the second of 3 rounds. Caleb being really smart with his guard and trying to minimize the damage he's taking from Finney.
Finney has pretty much had control the entire fight, and now the ground and pound is starting to find a home with about 30 seconds to go here in the second round. And this is kind of the evolution of Torrez Finney. He's always had this great grappling.
Yep.
He's shown a little bit on the feet here, but he seems content to just take a little bit of life from you each round, crush your spirit a little bit more, and by the time the final round comes around, he'll have you right where he wants you, softened up and easy pickings.
10 seconds remaining here of the second round. This third round's going to really tell it all.
I think so. This kind of feels a little bit like Finney's last fight.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yep.
It really does, yep.
And it's a good game plan for somebody with his body type and his athleticism,
Yep.
you know? Not many guys are going to be able to defend his chain wrestling, and by the time the final round comes around, not only are you getting slammed, but you got those softball-sized fists just beating you in the head.
Yep.
Let's take a look right here. Yep.
Boom,
This
boom,
is some great
boom.
action.
Good combinations here from Finney.
Yeah, you can see when Finney's corner there called for a knee. I think that was the precise moment they wanted it. Crump was covering up, led with his head. And the proper 12 ring girl doing a great job. She's been doing a great job all night.
Yeah, this has been, we've had a lot of really good support, and this whole card has gone so smoothly. It's great.
We are entering our final 5 minutes of the night in our main event here at Aries Fight Series 16, live at the Chattanooga Convention Center. corners coming out of the ring. Referee taking a look at Crump, making sure that that cut is going to meet his satisfaction.
Third and final round here of the main event. You know, we were both saying, and I would definitely agree that this looks a lot similar, very similar to Finney's last fight, and we'll see if he does the same thing, ends in the third, or if we're going to take this one to the decision.
Finney's jab looks really quick here in the third. I think he'd be well served to just, leg kicks and jabs might be his friend.
Man, there's some power coming on this
right
side.
In front of us, and there they go, back to the corner of Finney. Oh, that is heavy.
Was the biggest
that was the heaviest of all. Trevor Peak is loving it at cage side. He is fired up, hopping, literally hopping. That is how tight these guys are. And Finney has got 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go to work in the third round. Crump doing a nice job here to try and build a vertical base. Ooh, hammer fists. Finney would be happy to lock up a head and arm if Crump is, foolish enough to give it to him.
Yeah, but I think that Crump also has a lot of great defense here.
He does.
Crump is a really accomplished grappler, and it's just hard with Finney, to kind of nullifying anything that he's trying to do here. But Crump is being very defensive through this fight. He's finding out where he can and can't be to minimize damage and to hopefully minimize the possibility of any sort of submission. So big props to Crump here. He's just looking for a submission here if he can in the third and final.
This might be a step through kind of situation here that sees Finney get to mount. So hard for Crump to try and build a vertical base because he's just in the middle of the cage at this point. There's no ability to use the cage to get himself up.
And I think that Crump has only allowed Finney to enter his guard maybe once or twice for a short time, and he does it here. We'll see what Finney can have.
Crump does everything he can when he gets mounted here to try and tie up Finney's right arm, and that is smart because that's where the pain is going to come from.
That's where the punishing from the Punisher comes, is that right hand. So, wow, just stand up. Huh, okay.
Crump really wearing it right now.
Yep. But still in this.
Finney's got 2.5 minutes here to try and find a way to get it done inside the distance. Oh, and now he's got a great position. Man. This might be a bad angle here for Finney. You better be careful.
Yeah, let's see if he's going to try to make the best out of this or not. It looks like they're still hand fighting, but Finney is still trying to actively.
He's just all upper body strength right now, I think, trying to pull himself back behind his opponent. Whoa, wow. Finney is strong. Yeah. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Here it comes.
I think at this point, Finney's almost naming his shots for these takedowns.
He is.
And, he's locking a lot of them up. He's not taking down as many as he wants, but he's still locking up a lot of these shots. And again, you saw Caleb try to set up that Kimura grip. And we see so many people try to do that with Torrez Finney, and it doesn't even phase him. We've seen that similarly to Derek Lewis, get stuck into a Kimura trap, and he'll just lift his arm up and
if that's an ability that you have, that is a blessing in this sport.
A minute remaining here in the third and final.
Torrez Finney probably content to ride it out here, although I'm sure he'd like to send the crowd home elated, finding a finish in the next minute here.
Yeah, so far I think I'd score the first two to Torrez Finney just out of general positioning and takedowns. The third, I'm kind of leaning towards that as well. And he's setting up the head arm triangle again because you know that Finney is looking for a finish. He doesn't want anything going to decision.
You see the abrasion there right between the eyes of Caleb Crump.
Wow, look like Caleb Crump was thinking about setting up almost a buggy choke there. No,
he finds himself on the wrong end of being mounted.
20 seconds remaining here. Let's see if the Punisher can get it done in that time.
10 seconds to go. Finney's backpacking.
Oh,
Caleb
wow.
Crump ends up on
Great,
top.
great maneuver there from Caleb Crump. Wow, great fight.
What a final 10 seconds of that one. It got a little dicey there, but I would assume we are just moments away from Torrez Finney securing a decision victory over Caleb Crump. Really good stuff there from Crump on the defensive side of things. Just never really got his offense going.
No.
We'll have a word with the Punish here momentarily. Houston, what a night it has been.
Wow.
We really saw a little bit of everything tonight.
Did we really start this at 6 o'clock? This has been a long.
I've lived 3 lifetimes.
Yeah,
The prelims,
I know.
the undercard, the pros. Really great job by Aries Brass here putting this one together, culminating in this main event. Really, really exciting stuff. This is the kind of event.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, John Romero. Excuse me, after 3 grueling rounds, this decision has gone to your judges' scorecards. All 3 judges see this fight the exact same way, with scores of 30-27. Your winner out of the red corner, the Punisher, Torrez Finney!
Great win for the Punisher, Torrez Finney, improving his record to 5-0. And I think it's just strictly a matter of time before we start hearing those calls to those bigger leagues, whether it be PFL, Bellator, or UFC. I think that Finney is at that point. He's proven himself as an athlete, as a competitor, and as somebody that just does well in his community and is constantly looking to add that W and improve his team where he can. You see his management team in there with Trevor Peak, Sterling Peace, Matt Harris, Larry Scott, just a really, really good lineup of athletes and coaches here to produce an athlete like Torrez Finney, and we'll see what happens next after this W. You know, a lot of people have been wondering, is he going to get the call? But it's a hard matchup for Finney. You know, it was a long time between his last fight to now, because people just are not lining up to fight an athlete like Torrez Finney, and you can't blame them. So again, congratulations to Torrez Finney and the Agoge camp.
All right,
for
Torrez.
this big win.
Not only are you an elite level fighter, you know your way around a microphone. All I want to say, we got performance awards coming up here in just a second. I'm going to hand the stick over to the man of the hour. It's Torrez Finney.
First, I want to give honor to God. Hey, the fact that I'm able to come in here and entertain y'all is all from him. He put me on this path to be standing in the middle right here to say thank you and praise him. And man, I want to use that for him. And now, I want to say thank you to my team, Agoge. Man, look, man, we are the team in the Southeast, baby, and we're doing it in a dominant way. Props to Caleb. Caleb was tougher than I expected. I knew he was tough, but he brought the fight, and that's what I need, and I loved every bit of it, man. but I want to say that I was blessed to come here and show the performance that I know I have inside of me. I showed off my hands, I showed off my BJJ, and obviously, you know, I show off my wrestling. So, man, I want to say thank you. But also want to say, you know, my Uncle Bebe, he passed away like 2 weeks ago. And one thing he used to always tell, little man, when you get your hands on him, it's a whole different world. You don't let go. And that's one thing I want to show every single middleweight, not here in the Southeast, not here in the U.S., but all around the world. When you step in the cage with Torrez Finney and he gets his hands on you, you are in trouble. But now, let's get to the real part. I'm now 5-0. I've beaten a lot of great guys, from great camps, from great gyms, great people who have all around wrestling, BJJ, and striking. I fought it all. Now, something my teammate Trevor Pete said last year, somebody tell Dana White I'm coming. Somebody tell Dana White I'm coming. Ray, you here? I know Mick Maynard's watching. Hey, Mick, I'm ready, baby. And one thing I want y'all to tell Dana when you see him, tell him this. But if you can smell what Torrez is cooking.
Give it up for your main event winner. It is Torrez, the Punisher Finney. We are going to be giving out some Performance of the Night awards, guys. I'll be